Diane and Alexis meet at the coffee house and chat about Holly leaving town, leaving Robert free to pursue Diane. Diane doesn't know if she and Robert are compatible, given he has issues with her representing Sunny. That brings Diane to a case she's consulting on and needs Alexis' advice. She details the case about a cryptocurrency company theft, and Alexis gives her some strategic ideas. Diane can see how much Alexis misses being a lawyer, and Alexis admits she does. She knows it's who she is. She misses fighting for just instead of standing on the sidelines and watching. Diane says, like a reporter. Alexis notes the dig Diane took at her job, but admits she does complain about it a lot, and wishes she felt more fulfilled at the Invader. Their discussion turns to Esme working there, which Alexis points out was a favor to Laura, and that Gregory accepted her offer to sit on the editorial board. They make plans to get together again soon, with Diane threatening to take Alexis to her trapeze class. At the Quartermain stables, Cody calls Sam asking for help with his case. Sam soon arrives and he tells he needs her help bringing Gladys down, as she's the only one who knows the whole story and believes him. She says he never told her the whole story, pointing out he's left out why Gladys wants to frame him. He again can't explain, but says he must prove to Sasha that Gladys can't be trusted. Cody relays that he's hired Scott as a lawyer, but so far there is no footage from the nurse's ball to show Gladys went through his pockets and framed him. Sam thinks there are other ways to find the evidence they need. She calls Spinelli with a job offer and Cody rolls his eyes. At the hospital, Sasha visits Willow. Willow can see Sasha has been crying and asks what is going on. Sasha admits it's Nina. Willow thinks Nina did something to her, but Sasha says these are tears of joy. She explains Nina just wrote her the most wonderful letter of recommendation for her emancipation. Willow knows she's survived a lot this past year. Sasha says it was only because of the love and support of her friends, and Nina was a big part of that. Sasha brings up her own history with Nina, but Willow stops her. Willow knows what she's doing, but says Nina has put her and her family through the ringer and some things can't be forgiven. Sasha knows they both have a history with Nina, but notes what she and Valentin did to Nina was horrible, and in the end, Nina still forgave them both. She's been lucky because Brando also forgave her for the problems her addiction caused, and recently she wrongfully accused a friend of something, and though he's forgiven her, he's not sure he can be her friend again. Sasha reads a bit of Nina's letter about her to Willow, and says Nina's capacity for forgiveness is massive. She thinks it might be hereditary. Willow asks if she thinks she's been too hard on Nina. Sasha says it's never too late for a new beginning. Willow says she did tell Wiley everyone deserves a second chance. Sasha thinks about Cody and tells her that Wiley has a wise mommy. In the hall, Chase runs into Michael and learns Sasha is visiting with Willow. Chase tells Michael everyone is on the 10th floor awaiting word on Ned, and he's trying to avoid. Michael knows Tracy. Chase asks Michael how he's holding up. Michael says they are slowly getting to the other side of all this. However, he hates the moments Willow is missing at home with the kids, including experiencing Amelia's first smile. He's been recording everything, but it's not the same. Michael admits beside all the angst and craziness, he wouldn't trade being a father for anything. He asks Chase if he ever thinks about children. Chase loves kids, and he and Brooke Lynn are back together, but having kids is a long way off. Michael warns him the future has a habit of catching up to you, sooner than you think. Michael feels Willow focuses him and makes him realize what matters in life, and it seems Chase does that for Brooke Lynn. Chase wonders what Brooke Lynn does for him. Michael says only he can answer that. Chase eventually has to get up to Brooke Lynn, and Michael says for what it's worth, he thinks Chase would be a great dad. Liz finds Finn in the break room practicing backgammon for his next match against Tracy. She offers to play with him, and he tells her about the history of the game and famous players. When Liz begins to win, she thinks she likes this game. Finn asks how she feels as this is her last day being just Nurse Baldwin. Liz reflects that she's been linked to this place her entire life through her grandfather Hardy, and this place has been where she's experienced so many highs and lows in her life. She wonders if she's strong enough to stand up there with likes of Jesse Brewer, Bobby, and Epiphany. Finn says she may be the strongest of them all. He thinks it's time for a Hardy to be in charge again. Finn apologizes for not being able to join Liz's girls' celebration last night, but he felt she needed time with her best friends. She'd like to think he's one of them, and he says, no doubt. Liz says she has to get back to work so the new head nurse doesn't breathe down her neck. She wishes him a good night and heads out. Finn smiles and thinks the tide is definitely turning. In Ned's room, Olivia tells Tracy and Brooklyn that TJ is about to bring Ned out of his twilight sleep. TJ says they are optimistic about his recovery, and after they wake him up they'll evaluate his cognitive state. TJ removes the IV and everyone waits for Ned to wake up. As Tracy notes how this is taking too long, Olivia asks if she's unable to keep from complaining in her son's ICU room. Tracy says, Ned is used to this, it's just like home. Suddenly, Ned stirs awake and asks for water. TJ welcomes him back and asks if he knows why he's in the hospital. Ned says his head hurts, and TJ explains he had an injury. Ned thinks he fell, and Tracy confirms he did. She asks what got him so fired up, as he ran out to the pool as if he had earth-shattering news for Drew. Ned says it's all fuzzy. TJ asks him the year and what city they are in, and Ned is able to answer both. When TJ says, you'll just find Ned, Ned responds, my name isn't Ned, it's Eddie Main. On the next General Hospital, Curtis and Trina work on their relationship. Austin has a warning for Laura. Nina has to think quickly. Jordan gets an offer.
These General Hospital spoilers tease hardline jurisprudence, dreams deferred, and so much more. This will be a week you won't want to miss in spite of Zeke's. Gavin Houston. Warning that the presiding judge may very well reject the sweet plea deal afforded him by SEC. True, Cameron Matheson bravely assumes all will be well, and the 6-month stint at Spring Ridge that he'll be sentenced to will soon be but a memory. As feared, the judge, in an attempt to make an example out of Drew, tosses the bargain in sentences Drew to 2 years in Pentonville. TJ, Taj Bello, and Molly, Holiday Mia Kriegel, are thrown for a loop when her latest battery of tests indicates that the likelihood of her bearing children is slim to none. In response to the news, Molly suggests to TJ that they table baby talk for the foreseeable future, which in turn leads to TJ to question whether they'll ever again be on the same page where expanding their family is concerned. In other General Hospital spoilers news, Selena, Lydia look, mediates a conflict, Alexis, Nene Lee Gran, makes a suggestion, Curtis, Donald Turner, has some explaining to do, Jordan, Tanisha Harper, is in the position to take the high road, and a desperate Olivia, Lisa Locicero, goes searching for answers. Meanwhile, Sasha, Sophia Matson, finds herself taken by surprise. Might it have something to do with that shady psychiatrist of hers, or could it be related to the tense face-to-face taking place between Gladys, Bonnie Burrows, and Cody, Josh Kelly? Finally, General Hospital spoilers have Gregory Harrison, and Tracy, Jane Elliott, clashing, and not for the first time. These two got off to a less than pleasant start, so yet another conversation filled to the brim with snarling and snapping seems pretty par for the course.